Chris Vanini with The Athletic here with my colleague David Ubben, and we're here with Joey Chestnut, one of the greatest eaters of all time. Joey, your friends Emily and Kim brought you here. What was this media day experience like for you?
Oh, yeah. So, Emily and Kim, Women in Sports, they invited me to do media day, see the players two days before the biggest game of their life, and this is exciting. This is I love college football, and I'm amped for this.
Joey, I got to tell you, you walked in over here, and I witnessed at least a dozen Notre Dame players perk up, oh man, it's Joey Chestnut, and rush over to you. What is the biggest thing you heard from the players today that were it was like the Joey Chestnut media day?
Yeah, the players have been awesome. A little bit weird. One of them said he's been watching me since I was 2. Made me feel old, but it's great to see these guys. They've been working their butts off all year, and it's coming. Yeah, they're almost done.
You've been to a lot of college towns to eat some food. What's your favorite, or what are some of your favorites that you've been to?
Oh my God, I love going to Ole Miss. Athens, Georgia, Georgia Bulldogs. Athens is just a dream. Great place. Bloomington, IU. It's another great little college town. Yeah. So, dude, some of these places, they're just, dude. I even Texas A&M College Station. Dude, there's some great places, and being able to travel around, I've been really lucky. But some of these places, I'm just jealous of these kids. They're living the dream.
I gotta tell you, I'm a big Brazilian steakhouse, Korean barbecue guy.
Korean barbecue is the best.
It is the best.
I think it's better than the Brazilian steakhouse.
It's very close.
Ubben turned me on to Korean barbecue.
Do you have any issues going to places where is all you can eat is advertised? Do you have to wear sunglasses? Is that a problem?
In the big scheme of things, what I'm eating isn't that much. Usually they're happy I'm there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like oh my God, they really want to show me that no, you got to try this meat. But when I go to a Korean barbecue place, no, this is our best cut. And so they give me the best cuts, and I'm been really lucky. Usually, nobody's ever really kicked me out.
How many eating establishments would you say your face is on the wall of?
Oh my! I hold records in a lot. Probably about 30 different restaurants. I hold their. If there's a challenge, I hold their record.
It's aspirational.
How did you get started doing all this?
I was always the biggest eater in my family, and then when I was in college, my friends knew that when I turned it on, I would clean plates in the dining commons.
At San Jose State,
right?
Yeah,
San Jose State.
Yeah.
And when I was 21, I did my first contest, and I was like, oh my God, it's I don't have to be ashamed of it. I don't have to hold back. I can let loose and beat people, and the audience cheers me on. It was like crazy. It was my whole life. I was kind of self-conscious that I ate fast and that I didn't get full. But once I started doing these contests, I was like, oh my God, I was made for it.
Did any of these players here think they could out-eat you? Did any of them challenge you?
No, I don't think. There was actually one guy who said he can do hot dogs really well. He wants to do it. But I think they're focusing on football right now. Yeah. They're not worried about eating.
Is there, when you look at, in general, the entire scope of the food world, I guess, people talk about Lance Armstrong has a low resting heart rate. There's genetic things about him that make him naturally good at what he does. Have you had doctors look at you and say well, you were born for this, literally?
I don't know about born for it. I have a really good doctor now. He runs all my numbers, does my blood work 4 times a year, and he's happy with the way things are working. He says whatever I'm doing, I can keep doing it.
Okay.
And
that's good.
So I wouldn't say I'm born for it, but I really put work in. I diet in between contests. Mm-hmm. I count calories. After contests, I stay away from any kind of starches, any kind of sugar, because if I have any starches, that's when the weight stays on, and I can't get rid of it.
There really is. There's a sports science to sports. That's been a big thing the last 10, 20 years. In your world, you just mentioned, how much is that a thing of making sure what you're counting and kinds of foods and all that?
Yeah, it's like every athlete, there's natural ability, and then there's how much they train and what do they put into it. And for competitive eating, everybody's self-taught. There's no coaches, there's no books. You're not learning. It's all trial and error, learning about my body, and I've been really lucky that I found how to make my body work for me.
Could you become a coach? Could that be a thing, or is every individual eater a little bit different?
I think that there's definitely basics I've helped people with. I remember when Matt Stoney got started, he would come over to my house and we'd practice, and we were really close. And eventually he beat me one year. But yeah, so like you can definitely coach people, but it's hard. Like people, like there's a lot of people who they don't like the feeling of being full. Like I enjoy it. I enjoy being all gross and sweaty and bloated and falling asleep with crazy dreams. There's a lot of people don't like that. So and like if I'm with a guy who's like not comfortable with that, like it's pointless. I can't push him.
What is your favorite food? If you're going to, hey, it's my birthday, money's no issue. Like, what is Joey going to sit down and put on his plate or go scrounge up?
I get cravings.
Okay.
I love tacos, but I'm not always craving tacos.
Sometimes I think we're of kindred spirits.
Sometimes I'm craving prime rib. It's not. I'm not married to one food.
Okay.
It's not like marriage. I get cravings, and I sometimes Korean barbecue. I love good kimchi. Oh my god. I even put kimchi on hot dogs. But no, I get cravings. Right now, I'm actually craving a taco, so that's on my mind.
I'm kind of feeling tacos too. Let me ask you something. So, have you ever ordered food to a different food restaurant? I ask you because this guy did this with me a week ago. He ordered some Korean wings, picked them up at a Buffalo Wild Wings. Is that out of line in the food world?
Wow, I've never done that. I have gone through an In-N-Out line and gone right back into the drive-thru.
In and out again.
I was like, I didn't get enough. I'm gonna have to get more.
The one move I do respect is people that will go get a burger from Burger King and fries from McDonald's. If the geography allows, I respect the move personally.
I have never really done that.
I'm not into it, but people do it, and I'm like, I tip my cap to them.
Yeah.
That's loyal. They know what they like.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I want the fries from this and the burger from there.
How often do random people come up to you and just challenge you?
Oh, very rarely actual challenges. Like every once in a while, it'll be a baseball game. I'll have to chug a couple of beers, which isn't too bad. Every now and then, somebody will come up with a hot dog and see if he can beat me one-on-one. But usually, that's about it.
Are you training right now? Do you have anything coming up?
I'm trying to lose a couple pounds, which is hard during festivities around the championship. But what do I have? I'll be eating bagels in 2 weeks in Vegas.
Ooh.
Yeah, literally 2 weeks away. So I got to start. I'll do a practice on Thursday, I think, and maybe one more practice. But I feel good. Bagels. It's a jaw contest, not really capacity.
How many days ahead of a competition do you practice, and when do you cut it off and have to stop?
My last practice will probably be for hot dogs. It's always a week away,
Okay.
a week before the contest. For bagels, since it's not capacity, I'll probably do a practice 5 days before. So.
Okay. So is it different training for bagels than hot dogs?
Well, because bagels it's not a capacity food, so it doesn't take nearly as long to recover, and it's just it's really just jaws. My jaws. I'm started working my jaws last year when I did the contest. I couldn't even open my mouth. The jaws were so tired.
Hot dogs get all the headlines, but is there a specific type of food that when it comes to competitive eating that's like your favorite of like, all right, we're going today, but like I'm excited about it?
Oh gosh, every year in Buffalo there's a wing contest.
Okay.
And Buffalo takes their wings seriously, and they I've actually lost it like 4 years in a row. I got second place, so that's one I want to go to. It's a great wings, and I can't wait to get back there next year.
Does somebody have to judge if you cleaned the wings enough?
No, well, if you're not cleaning them at all, they'll say no, you have to clean them more.
Okay.
But they weigh the wings before and after.
Oh, okay.
So they give
All right.
you have to at least make an effort to clean them.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all by weight, so we know exactly who won.
What is the most difficult of the different foods to do when you get
The most difficult is any food that like you're not familiar with. A lot of competitive eating is building a tolerance. You're comfortable eating and chewing fast, swallowing quickly, and even digesting it. So you have to be comfortable with the food, build that tolerance. And so if it's a food I'm not familiar with, my body's like, I don't know what the heck you're doing with me. So it's just a lot harder. It's slower.
Lastly, Notre Dame, Ohio State national championship game. You live in Indiana now.
Yeah.
Who do you want to win? Who are you rooting for?
You know, I'm rooting for the underdog. Notre Dame's been surprising people all year long, and especially after that first loss, they've redeemed themselves. I went to the game where they beat IU. and they look strong. Hey, they could do this.
Joey, thanks for coming on. Hopefully this was less painful than eating 70 hot dogs.
It wasn't bad at all. Great talking to you guys.
Thanks.